For the 3-year-old thoroughbred, the road to the Kentucky Derby can be a spooky one, filled with ghosts and goblins. There are the ghosts of the past, of legends like Secretariat, Seattle Slough, and of Fern. There are the goblins of the present, like injuries to the champion de Hare, or when reality ends the dreams for promising contenders like Canaveral. But in today's Remington Park Derby, the only goblin anyone is talking about is Silver Goblin, the winner of 6 straight races. In the next hour, the nation will see if Silver Goblin is for real or just another Triple Crown ghost. Thrifty Car Rental, racing across America. With 1 month to this year's Kentucky Derby, ESPN brings you on yet another road to the 1994 Triple Crown. We've come to Oklahoma City, capital of the Sooner State, for today's 6th running of the Remington Park Derby. And hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Lincoln as ESPN welcomes you to Oklahoma's Derby Day. This is the richest, most important thoroughbred day of racing at this track. We're going to bring you 2 of those races in their entirety, starting with a great turf race, the Edmond Handicap, and then to our feature 8th race on the card here today, the Remington Park Derby. Here are our conditions of racing. It's $300,000 guaranteed, $180,000 to the winner in this, the 6th running, still without a grade. They're hoping to improve that next year. It's 3-year-olds at 1 mile and a 16th. Working with me this afternoon, one of our old veterans, Tom Durkin, voice of the Breeders' Cup, and a first-time starter for us. You know him from ESPN's coverage of baseball and football, Norm Hitzges. They're together in the paddock now. Let's go to that.
And indeed, Norm, welcome to our ESPN horse racing broadcast team. I know that a lot of baseball broadcasters wind up at the track on their days off.
Myself included, but long before I ever set foot in a baseball stadium or a football field, I was at the racetrack, almost 35 years now.
Well, in 35 years, you've probably seen a lot of favorites come and go. We'll have a favorite today in Silver Goblin. He's the big story.
He is the big story. Now, you can dismiss Silver Goblin as nothing more than a local hero. He's had 7 races, 6 wins, all of them here at Remington Park. But just because he's the least known of the serious Derby contenders doesn't mean he's unrespected by horsemen. Several good horse people around the country thought they'd ship here as a prep for the Kentucky Derby. Then they looked at Silver Goblin and said, I don't think I'll go there and tackle that tough horse on that track.
Well, several good horsemen decided to come here to tackle Silver Goblin. In fact, 7 will take him on. Let's meet them. Irish-bred Sharp Phase breaks from post position number 1. Bloomin' Affair, the second choice, who was second in last year's Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Sir Harry Bright, a galloping 12-length winner in his lone start here. Sue won. Yes, a boy named Sue, in fact, a gelding named Sue. Number 5, Smilin' Singin' Sam, comes by way of New Orleans, and Silver Goblin breaks from the 6th post. Some folks in these parts think he could become the biggest name out of Oklahoma since Will Rogers. We'll see. Crystal Pistol, who's never finished first and will probably keep that record intact today. And New York-based Sonny's Bruno, who Silver Goblin gobbled up in their lone meeting here. Well, the Remington Park Derby serves as a prep for the Derby, but not a very good prep to this point. The best a Remington Park Derby horse has done in the Kentucky Derby so far is 9th.
2 horses with a pretty good chance to improve on that, though, in this field. Barring a serious upset, 2 horses here appear headed for Kentucky. Silver Goblin, if he runs well, heads right for Kentucky, where trainer Kenny Smith wants to get a series of works for him on that surface. Bloomin' Affair doesn't have to win today to head for Kentucky. Trainer Jack Van Berg just wants a good race out of him to continue his path to Louisville.
Well, again, a warm welcome to our racing broadcast family. By the way, has anybody told you about Chris Lincoln yet?
No.
Oh, we'll tell you during a break. Chris?
Thank you, Thomas. Don't believe a word, Norm. There is Ledger Cat. He is the favorite right now at 8-5 in the upcoming Edmond Handicap. It's the first of our racing doubleheader when we come back to Remington Park in Oklahoma. Thrifty Car Rental, racing across America, is brought to you by Thrifty Car Rental, historically known for low rates. By Hollywood Park, where great times are a sure bet. Budweiser, Beechwood Age for a crisp, clear, classic taste. By Auto Tote, where the action is. And by the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department, who invite you to vacation in Oklahoma, Native America.
In the year 23,012 BC, Lenny, the traveling salesman, rented the first big round wheel from Thrifty at a nice small rate. Today, Thrifty Car Rental still offers historically low rates, and now on nice big cars with 4 wheels. Simply check your phone book for the Thrifty location nearest you. Renting wheels at low prices is nothing new to Thrifty. In fact, we invented it. Your neighborhood Thrifty Car Rental, historically known for low rates.
5 minutes north of Los Angeles International Airport. 5 minutes west of Los Angeles International Airport. 5 minutes south of Los Angeles International Airport. 5 minutes east of Los Angeles International Airport. Hollywood Park, just minutes from LAX.
What they do is simple. So simple it would be easy to miss it altogether. But they're making a difference. You see, drunk driving fatalities are down 32% in the last 10 years. And fatalities from teen drunk driving are down 60%. So to everyone who checks an ID, offers to call a cab, or helps a customer know when to say when, we extend our thanks. By doing what's right, you are making things better. A message from Anheuser-Busch.
Since 1904, Oaklawn has meant the best in thoroughbred racing. The 1994 63-day schedule at the historic Spa Track in Hot Springs, Arkansas, represents Oaklawn's richest in history with $12.5 million in purses, over $200,000 a day. Oaklawn's Racing Festival of the South is from April 16th through the 23rd. 8 stakes worth more than $2.2 million makes it the most important week of racing in North America. Come share in Oaklawn's richest season ever.
Welcome back to Remington Park, and there you see the wind whipping down the plains in Oklahoma. A good breeze blowing here this afternoon, but otherwise a nice day here. Check our weather for you. It's 72 degrees, mostly cloudy, and a fast racetrack and a firm turf course. And joining me now, Norm Hitzges, who enjoys me much better than working with Tom Durkin, as we take a look at the odds from Auto Tote. And Norm, your comments on this field.
A pair of entries in the field, a 3-horse Jack Van Berg entry, the best of which is Share the Glory, coming off a 7.5 furlong score. Ruler's a tough old hard knocker. Has only been out once this year, but it was a good prep at 7 furlongs in a $75,000 race. A lot of high odds on this second page. The local favorite, Spunky Rascal, but Ledger Cat chips in here. This is an 8-year-old that's been off 4.5 months, but is a tough hard knocker.
At 3-2, I know you may have a better choice than Ledger Cat.
Well, I was going to take Z-Ruler. I was all set to take Z-Ruler, and then I saw Ledger Cat walk out here looking dappled and gorgeous, so I'll go with the favorite Ledger Cat.
And he's gone to 8-5. Let's go to Tom Durkin to call now the Edmond Handicap.
Ledger Cat takes his place in the starting gate. Might want to focus on the horse breaking from post position number 1. That's Grand Hooli. How about these comments? Wheeled at the start, did not break, refused 12th. Let's see if he gets away cleanly. They're all in the starting gate, and they're off. And wheeling at the start, wheeling right at the start. Grand Hooli, and the jockey just leaped right off. He's out of it. They're moving under the line for the first time now, and it is Wild Hawker who's got a short lead from in between horses. And then down inside, Share the Glory is there. Ledger Cat's going to be hung out 6 wide going into the turn. Wild Hawker's up close early. Now getting position at the inside, it's Justin N. And French 75 is 4 wide, and Ledger Cat 5 wide round the first turn. Z-Ruler is behind that front phoenix of horses. He's running in 6th, and Scottish Castle settles down nicely about 5 lengths from the lead. And then it's Eddie Valiant at a break of 3.5 lengths back to Spunky Rascal, and the other one, Grand Hooli, did not leave the gate. The opening quarter relatively soft, 23 and 4/5 seconds. 4 of them still scrimmaging for the lead down the backstretch. Share the Glory's got the lead. He's in front now by a head, but there goes Ledger Cat now, and he's making his move as they approach the far turn. Ledger Cat is now in front with a short lead. On the inside, Share the Glory is battling away. Justin N is still mixing it up in between horses, along with French 75, the 4 of them across the course, and Scottish Castle is poised. He's been in good striking position, running in fifth. Z-Ruler is sixth toward the inside. Then it's Eddie Valiant who's beginning to make up ground as they come to the top of the stretch. And Share the Glory cuts the corner and holds the lead. Ledger Cat is giving his all. He's second down the outside. Z-Ruler with an explosive rally down the center of the course. And here comes Z-Ruler gobbling up ground with every stride, and he overpowers Share the Glory. And Z-Ruler striding away from them all as he comes down to the line to an emphatic 2.5 length win. Share the Glory was second, and farther back, Wild Hawker was third. The final time here was 1 minute 35 and 1/5 seconds. Good trip there by jockey Don Pettinger, who knows this course well, to win it with Z-Ruler.
Norm Hitzges is kicking himself. He loves Z-Ruler before this race. Talk to Donnie Von Hemel, the hard knocker you talked about here, making his 29th trip to the post at 3-2-1. Norm, what an explosion.
You know, Z-Ruler got a perfect trip behind a whole host of horses who wanted the front. Ledger Cat gets hung out 5 wide on the first turn, 4 wide on the second turn, and what a nice ride by one of the local star riders, Don Pettinger. As the speed tires, Pettinger just comes roaring past the ball in a yellow cap on the outside right now. Share the Glory, which got a terrific trip under Tim Ducey's going to hold second. But this is easy for Z-Ruler. He just puts them away. Only his second win on the grass. But this is a quality horse, Chris, showing that he's back in form after some cannon bone problems.
Z-Ruler, a son of Lucky North, who, by the way, wins his first since last fall when he took the Clark Handicap at Churchill Downs. Z-Ruler coming back to the winner's circle in the Edmond.
Evander Holyfield, the warrior.
Right hand by Holyfield inside, knocks the ball back.
Michael Moore, the destroyer. The champion, courageous. The challenger, nasty. Holyfield versus Moore, will versus power.
Today's automobiles demand high-tech care, the kind of care you'll find at Lifetime Auto Center in Shadyside. Lifetime Auto Center's ASE certified technicians use the most advanced diagnostic equipment and preventative maintenance techniques to ensure peak performance from your car. Right now at Lifetime, have an oil and filter change featuring quality Pennzoil products for only $19.95 and an air conditioning service or a flush and fill for just $29.95. Lifetime Auto Center, where quality work is not expensive, it's priceless. At the corner of Baum and Nagley, next to McKean Used Cars in Shadyside.
The DeBartolo Triple. Up first on April 9th, it's the $300,000 Remington Park Derby, a true Kentucky Derby prep in the heart of horse country. Your second at bat is the 60th running of the Grade 2 Ohio Derby, a big hit at Thistledown near Cleveland. Third up is the Grade 1 $750,000 Super Derby at Louisiana Downs. All 3 races nationally televised on ESPN. Don't get thrown out at the plate. Go to bat in the DeBartolo Triple.
For a fast start in thoroughbred racing, look to Keeneland's April 19th and 20th 2-year-olds in training sale. 250 2-year-olds will be offered during Keeneland's colorful and exciting spring meeting. Sires include Danzig, Sadler's Wells, Stormbird, Chris S., Seeking the Gold, Rahi, Stormcat, and many more. For a catalog or additional information, contact the Keeneland Association, Lexington, Kentucky.
Remington Park opened in the fall of 1988, expecting their 8 millionth fan sometime this month as we take a look at the unofficial results of the Edmond Handicap and Z-Ruler. An impressive winner, and there you see him with, again, Donnie Pettinger, one of the top riders here, coming up on this grade, coming into the winner's circle now, and he's made just a few trips there in his career, coming in for the 8th time, winner of more than $500,000. Well, Tom Durkin's going to take a closer look for us now at the Edmond and Z-Ruler's victory.
Before that, let's take a look at Grant Hooley. He's breaking from the rail there. It says number 3, but he's right on the inside post position. He's got a history of doing this. He wheels at the start, tossing jockey Robbie Alvarado, opened up the gate. He took a left turn. He's had a history of doing this. I would imagine that this horse will be barred from racing. It's not fair to the public anymore after that caper today. Let's pick up the eventual victor here, Z-Ruler. He is 5th at this point in the light blue silks with the yellow cap. You'll see Don Pettinger. He had him in behind horses most of the way. That's good good when it's a drafty, windy day like this. He was drafting in behind horses, and now, after being in behind horses the whole way, he sees that daylight, he shakes him up, and he just exploded. This is a perfect turf trip. On the other hand, Share the Glory had horses, he's the horse that's now being passed right now, had horses at his neck the whole entire way. He was on the lead the whole way. He just didn't have anything left to respond to this challenge from Z-Roller. And again, as so often is the case in turf racing, you got to give credit to the jock, Don Fettinger. Chris?
Presentations being made there. The connections of Z-Roller. Congratulations. The winners here in the Edmond Handicap. Well, the man who runs Remington Park here is Mr. David Vance, and no one wears more hats in thoroughbred racing than this man. Earlier this week, we sat down to have a conversation with Dave, starting by talking about the 3 DeBartolo racetracks that he oversees.
Mr. DeBartolo's been involved in thoroughbred racing for over 40 years now, and he's a staunch supporter. And as we speak, we're in Ohio, where he started Thistledown, working on OTB legislation. He then started Louisiana Downs, where we're now working on legislation related to riverboat gaming and video poker, new product lines, things that'll help our investment. And here in Oklahoma, things are going extremely well, and of course that was 6 years ago that he started it.
David is president of the Thoroughbred Racing Association. So one of your major goals has now come to fruition. This sport has a commissioner.
It's an exciting time for thoroughbred racing. We have a commissioner, Brian McGrath, who's a solid individual, understands what needs to be done, and he's embarked on a course to do that.
Remington Park, your home base, the track's biggest day.
Biggest day in the track's history, biggest day for all of us in Oklahoma in thoroughbred racing. We're looking forward to it.
The track approaching $1 billion, by the way, in total handle since they opened. Our congratulations to the Edmond DeBartolo Company. Here are the official results now. The Edmond Handicap, Z-Ruler the winner for Donnie Von Hemel. Share the Glory running second, and Wild Hawker third. That 2-1 exacta returns $20.80, and the running time for the 1 mile on the turf, 1:35.1. We've got all the racing to recap for you here on ESPN. Remember, the new day, Tuesday, new time, 3:30. Here are some of the headline stories we'll be covering. The Sun Country Futurity Trials from Quarter Horse Racing. Of course, the Saturday Derby recap, the big race in California Saturday, and a preview of the Bluegrass. And now, let's take our close look at the great state of Oklahoma, Native America.
Oklahoma reenactors bring authenticity and intrigue to events that shaped early America. Throughout Oklahoma, skilled portrayers tell of Civil War and Indian battles, early settlements, and pioneer homesteaders.
In the year 23,012 BC, Lenny, the traveling salesman, rented the first big round wheel from Thrifty at a nice small rate. Today, you can still get low rates now on cars with 4 wheels. Simply use your Montgomery Ward credit card at Montgomery Ward Car Rental at participating Thrifty locations. Renting wheels at low prices is nothing new to Thrifty. In fact, we invented it. Your neighborhood Thrifty Car Rental, historically known for low rates.
Like the promise of a new dawn, Fly Till Dawn delivered. Josephine T. Glease's Homebred was a 4-time Grade 1 winner, a turf specialist whose front-running speed carried him to victories from 3/4 of a mile to 1 3/4 miles. He met and defeated the best of his generation in Grade 1 events like the Budweiser International and the San Juan Capistrano. Earner of more than $1.5 million, you can catch Fly Till Dawn at Vinery, Midway, Kentucky.
Nutrageous from Reese's. Peanuts, milk chocolate, caramel, Reese's peanut butter. New Nutrageous. Give your mouth a party.
If you demand more from an aftershave than alcohol burn, you gotta try alcohol-free Sensitive with cooling Sensates. It's proof aftershave doesn't have to hurt to work. Take the heat out of aftershave. Demand proof. Try alcohol-free Sensitive from Old Spice.
This is America in its native state. And this is the way to explore it with your free Oklahoma Vacation Guide. over 100 pages of color and adventure. Call 1-800-847-OKLA for your free guide to Oklahoma, Native America.
Some blue skies now showing overhead. The sun has broken out, and a big crowd you see gathered around the paddock. They await the arrival of the horses for the Remington Park Derby. And we await the arrival of another ESPN Sunday Night Baseball event, as it'll be the Florida Marlins against the San Diego Padres, a former Padre, Harry Sheffield there, and a current Padre for a while, Tony Gwynn. 8 o'clock Sunday night Major League Baseball on ESPN. And there's the horse they're all talking about, Silver Goblin. You know, this 1994 Remington Derby is going to be the first real national event. 7 shippers have come in. Only 1 local horse, but it's that horse, and Tom Durkin has his story.
Every year at the Kentucky Derby, there seems to be that Cinderella horse, the horse you really want to root for. And this year, that horse may very well be Silver Goblin, a horse from the heartland who was raised literally in his owner's backyard. And you'll want to root for his trainer, too, who's been working since he was a child, trying for that one big horse. It's doubtful that Silver Goblin ever lost much sleep over his reputation, even when many considered him only a sprinter. But his connections thought it demeaning and took great satisfaction in his smashing 2-turn victory in the Great West Stakes.
Well, all the time we knew he wasn't a sprinter. It was hard to make people believe that. We always thought he could run long, and he just showed everybody that he can.
Well, I really wanted them to admit that they were wrong, but outside of one guy that came up the next week, he says, well, I'm one of the naysayers, and I want to buy you a drink. And he said, I was wrong, and I want to admit it. But now, I haven't had anyone else tell me that, but I really did want to hear them, what they had to say after Dale scooted home under that wire, 10.5 lengths in the lead. It could have been a lot more.
Silver Goblin has been a sweet reward for Al and Lona Horton, who have bred and raced horses for decades. And for Kenny Smith, well, he literally grew up on the racetrack. At 16, he was running his father's shed row in New Mexico. And before he was 20, Paul Smith sent his son Kenny all over the country managing a string of horses.
Well, I think he's really trying to get rid of me, if you really want to know the truth. No, you know, I had run the barn for him since I was real young, especially in the summer. And he showed a lot of confidence in me, and it really helped me.
The coming of Silver Goblin has given both owner and trainer a lot to think about. For Kenny Smith, the trick is avoiding the temptation to change his methods.
Yeah, you really have to watch it. You don't want to start training like someone else trains. You want to train the horse like you've trained all your life, and make sure you don't change a whole bunch of stuff. No matter what other people do, if the guy works a horse a mile, don't go and work your horse a mile. You know, do what you think you should be done, and if it's wrong, it's just wrong.
But since Silver Goblin comes in today with 5 straight stakes wins, it's obvious that Smith has done little wrong. As for Al Horton, the temptations have come in the form of some sizable offers.
Yeah, they've had some pretty good bucks that they've offered for the horse, but I'm not about to sell him. I can make a few more dollars, but I'll never have another Silver Goblin. So I'll keep him.
Well, I give him a lot of credit as you take a look at the great gelding Silver Goblin, and look at the odds now at 1-5. And again, Al Horton told us last night, he confirmed he has turned down an offer of more than $1 million for a gelding. Plus, they have backed this gelding all the way with future book odds. His wife Lona, in fact, has we hear 125-to-1 future book bet in Las Vegas. With that in mind, let's take a look at his odds, how they've changed. The Caesars future book for the Kentucky Derby. Let's track Silver Goblin, Norm.
This may be a fairly unknown horse around the country, but somebody with dollars knows who Silver Goblin is. The odds have come straight down. The big drop coming there in late March after that impressive win in the Great West.
Well, there's a cult of interest who's getting a lot of support here, too, from Jack Benberg's stable, Bloomin' Affair. He's at the same odds, got here with a different way, though.
It's only been out once this year. Normally, a horse that's only been out once, and that was 4th in an allowance, would have floated a lot higher than 12-to-1. Why hasn't he, Chris? Probably because of the respect for Jack Benberg, the Hall of Famer. Hey, People have seen what he did with Ali Sheba and Gate Dancer, and they're not about to let him go at 40 or 50 to 1.
You mentioned, Norm, he's had only one start, that in California. A bit disappointing. We asked Jack Van Berg earlier about that start.
It was muddy that day. It was a bad racetrack. We didn't have no choice. We had to go ahead and run. And he started to make a move and then got pushed down on top of the fence, and it was really bad down there. And he didn't quite finish like I wanted to, but after the race, when he got him out on the better going, he galloped out very strong.
What has people talking? You should take a look at the Hall of Fame trainer, Jack Van Berg, now here with Blooming Affair. You see he's at 7-2. As that even Jack has said, he is bringing him up to the Kentucky Derby the same way he did another colt back in 1987. Let's see, Ali Sheba.
Jack would like to have more racing under this horse right now, but he hasn't been able to get it. What he has done is train him the same way he trained Ali Sheba, take him on nice, long 2-mile-plus runs to get him in shape.
Friday, though, I asked Jack, I said, come on, Jack, be honest with us now. Is this horse ready for his best effort?
Today, you know, we might come up a little short tomorrow. If he's second or third to them horses, you know, I don't know whether we can beat that gray colt or not. Nobody knows how good he is. He's done everything they've asked him and done it easy. But if this colt tomorrow finishes second or third with these horses, or goes ahead and win and don't get tired, then I think we're right on track. Tomorrow we'll tell, of course, for sure where we're at. But I think we got enough foundation under him that he's fit.
Norm, again, Jack Van Berg talks about a horse and even uses it in the same breath as Ali Sheba. You got to take a closer look.
And for those who like the angle, this is a first-time Lasix. That is a Hall of Fame trainer. And don't forget, in the juvenile, second to Bracco and ahead of Tabasco Cat. There's some good flesh in that horse.
Norm, you're from Dallas, Texas. Let's show you why everybody from Texas wants to be in Oklahoma. Another look at Native America.
Rivers run for miles and miles in Oklahoma, offering pristine beauty waiting to be explored. Some meander gently while others flow swiftly, giving fishermen and campers ample opportunity to roam.
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning and you always come through. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud.
Since 1904, Oaklawn has meant the best in thoroughbred racing. The 1994 63-day schedule at the historic Spa Track in Hot Springs, Arkansas represents Oaklawn's richest in history with $12.5 million in purses, over $200,000 a day. Oaklawn's Racing Festival of the South is from April 16th through the 23rd. 8 stakes worth more than $2.2 million makes it the most important week of racing in North America. Come share in Oaklawn's richest season ever.
It was 1955 when H&R Block began preparing America's taxes. And throughout the decades, we've always stood behind our work, even went with you to an audit, no charge. Our prices have always been reasonable, and we've continued to grow with more experienced tax preparers than anyone. It all holds true today. The times and tax laws have changed, but one thing hasn't changed. You can still trust H&R Block.
Where do you get your wish for fish? Even a king doesn't do it like this. Wendy doesn't have this original crunch. A better dip taste, don't go on a hunch. Go fish.
Your search is over. Long John Silver's is the only place you'll find that one-of-a-kind batter dip taste. And now for a limited time, get our original one-piece fish and fries for just $1.79.
If a better dip taste will grant your wish, well, it's Long John Silver's when you want to go fish.
NASCAR excitement on ESPN. Get ready for fender-banging, bumper-to-bumper action on the world's fastest half-mile track, the Food City 500, tomorrow only on ESPN.
We're back at Remington Park before the Derby. There's the coach and the quarterback. There is Kenny Smith, the trainer in the cowboy hat, and of course Dale Cordova, an outstanding rider. They are the ones who guided Silver Goblin to this point. Now it's in the hands of the racing gods as we take a look at the odds, again presented by Auto Tote here at Remington Park for the Derby. You see Sharp Face is 17, Blooming Affair second choice 7-2, and there is Silver Goblin, a very solid 1-5 right now. Well, those are the two favorites, but Norm, let's let's talk about another horse that might intrigue you a bit in this field.
Yeah, if you like to grope around for horses, try to find angles, you're probably intrigued by Sir Harry Bright. He's had only 3 lifetime outs. His only race this year was a romp against a gimme field here at Remington 3 weeks ago. But this is a horse with some promise. He debuted last year at Del Mar in August against an extremely good maiden field. This is Sir Harry Bright, far, 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 far to the left, closer to the crowd than the rail, circling the field in his debut race. He had only 3 workouts before this race, but he circles and he runs on well, and he chases the winner well, and will finish second in this race. Sir Harry Bright in the pink here, chasing Bracco home in his maiden derby. That's not bad.
Wasn't he the Breeders' Cup juvenile winner?
Yes, he was.
Absolutely. And he's a handsome-looking colt, too. Sir Harry Bright, he's the son of Sir Harry Lewis. They got him in a bargain. That was out of Sir Harry Lewis's first crop. The dam is by Smart and Smart as ever, so some nice breeding.
He's had only 3 races because he's had stress fractures of the tibia. They're just getting him back to racing. But this is a horse with some ability. Probably isn't ready for this level of competition, but a horse with some ability.
And yet Clifford Science, the trainer, was telling us, we visited the barn area earlier, that, you know, if there's a good performance, he might just head right on to Churchill Downs.
Well, Sir Harry Bright flashed some talent last year. His breeding suggests he'll go the distance here. If this horse runs well today, he might try one more prep before the Derby just to check. But this horse has some talent.
Got one of Remington's best riders ever on him, Donnie Pettinger. You see him now. He'll be heading through the tunnel, followed by Sue 1. Here comes the rest of the field. 8 approaching the racetrack for the 1994 Remington Park Derby at 1 mile and a 16th. Been a lot of talk this week, Norm. They've been hoping for a grading on this race. People think they may deserve a grade 3 next year.
Well, what will help this track get a grading for this race is if somebody comes out of this and goes to Kentucky and does very well. Bloomin' Affair and Silver Goblin are obviously the serious contenders for that. But after this race, you'll see the folks at Remington hoping that whoever wins here goes to Kentucky and does well.
Take a look at the numbers. The stakes record 143-3. That was Vying Victor winning this race in 1992. We point out that these are records after Equitrack was taken out in 1991, the artificial surface. So these are what we think of the real racetrack numbers. And the track record also, I don't think either one will be really at grist here today. It's been slow times. Let's meet the field now for the Derby. Sharp Phase, the 1 horse, the Irish bred, who ran well in Europe at 2, bled in his last start at Louisiana, finishing 10th. Been training well here, though, for Ian Jury. The rider coming to Remington last fall and grabbed the championship in his first meet here, Tim Ducey, currently leading the standings again here. The 2 horse, the $20,000 Keeneland sale purchase in the barn of Jack Van Berg. This is Bloomin' Affair. Surprise second in last fall's Breeders' Cup Juvenile, then 4th in the Hollywood Futurity. His only 1 start at 3, though. Did not race his best. See how he does today. Alex Solis coming in from the West Coast. You might remember him from 1986. He won the Preakness on Snow Chief. The 3 is Sir Harry Bright, the one we talked about that Norm likes so much, the handsome-looking colt, a $10,000 Keeneland sale bargain. Started his career in Southern California running in top company. Broke both tibias last fall. Made a smashing return, winning here by over 17 lengths, or 12 lengths, rather, in allowance. The rider, Donnie Pettinger, one of the best here, won the first Remington Park Derby on Clever Trevor. This is the Chestnut Gelding Sioux 1, coming from Oaklawn in Arkansas, making his stakes debut off a first and a second at Hot Springs. He's eligible for winners of other than 1 race at this point in his career. Glenn Murphy is the rider. 2-year-old, has been a riding champion in New Mexico as well as Texas. Won the Remington Futurity in 1991. This is Smilin' Singin' Sam from Cott Campbell's Dogwood Stable Syndicate. Second in both starts this year at the fairgrounds. He missed the Louisiana Derby with a bruised foot. A $30,000 Keeneland sale purchase for trainer Niall O'Callaghan, a fine upcoming young trainer from County Cork. The rider, one of the veterans, Larry Melanson, a Louisiana native, rides there in Kentucky. Well, here is the superstar. This is the Oklahoma-bred Silver Goblin, owned by Al Horton, trained by Kenny Smith, the pride of Oklahoma. Winning streak on the line of 6 in a row, including 5 stakes, all here at Remington Park. The rider, Remington's 3rd leading rider of all time, Dale Cordova, one of 4 jockeys in his family. The 7 Crystal Pistol, just placed first by disqualification, a $100,000 sales stake at Ocala, winless before that in 6 starts. This is his first time out of Florida. He has a rider that knows how to win, though, Roberto Ramos. We've seen him on Pistols and Roses. He's won the last 2 Grade 1 Don handicaps. Let's round out our field now with a look at Sonny's Bruno. Sonny's Bruno is coming from New York, most experienced in the field with 12 starts, 9 checks, by the way. 5th in the Great West Race, $7,500 Keeneland purchase. The rider, a champion rider at Exarban in Omaha, R.D. Williams. Well, it's time now to take a look back at a past Remington Park Derby, one with great emotional ties for horsemen at this track, as we look at our classic clip. The second Remington Park Derby was won by Wicked Destiny, trained by the late Chuck Teleferro. The native Oklahoman died on February 23rd of this year after a long battle with cancer. Teleferro got his start in quarter horse racing with champions like Go Josie Go. He moved exclusively to thoroughbreds in 1971, was here when Remington Park first opened in 1988, and ranks as this track's second all-time leading trainer. Chuck was as good with people as he was with horses. He helped many young trainers and jockeys, including an aspiring apprentice named Steve Kaufman.
I can't say enough about him or how much I respect him or how much I appreciate the time that he spent on me and what it really did for me.
And on this track's most important day, it's only right to remember 1990, when one of its most important people, Chuck Teleferro, was here in the winner's circle of the Remington Park Derby. They think so much of Chuck Teleferro here, they have named the Trainers Award this year for Chuck Teleferro. From now on, the leading trainer at Remington Park will receive the Chuck Teleferro Trophy. Quick correction from our post parade, by the way. Herbie Castillo will be mad at me. He's the one that rode Pistols and Roses when the Don Handicap, not Roberto Ramos. Roberto, coming from Florida, good jock in his own right.
In 47 BC, Cleopatra herself rented the very first luxurious caravan from Thrifty for a mere bag of sand. Today, Thrifty Car Rental still offers historically low rates on caravans, this time on Dodge caravans. Simply check your phone book for the Thrifty location nearest you. Fact is, Thrifty's been renting cars at low prices and giving royal treatment since the very beginning. Your neighborhood Thrifty Car Rental, historically known for low rates.
They come to Hollywood for the weather, the nightlife, the excitement, and the chance to be a star. Hollywood Park for exciting thoroughbred racing.
Mom, Sherry says her parents are rich.
Well, you can tell Sherry that we're smart.
Starting at $2.99, extra value meals make McDonald's the smart choice for dinner.
I'm glad we're smart.
Me too.
Hey! What? Those fries! You made them too big! They said to make them big! But those are humongous!
Supersize your extra value meal with a supersized order of McDonald's Golden Fries, plus a supersized Coke for just 39 cents more at McDonald's today.
Imagine your 3-year-old in the winner's circle of one of America's premier derbies. Nominate now for the Grade 2 $300,000 Ohio Derby, run at Thistledown in Cleveland and televised nationally on ESPN. On Saturday, June 18th, the Ohio Derby serves as the first summer spotlight for the sophomore class of '94. Nominate for just $200. Nominations close Saturday, May 21st. For more information on the Ohio Derby, call 1-800-289-9956.
Later on SportsCenter, Akeem and David battle for the MVP as well as playoff position. A marquee matchup between the Rocket and Blackjack, and we'll take you out to Augusta for third-round action. Join me, Linda Cohn, along with Jack Edwards at 7 Eastern.
Crowd of more than 15,000 here on what has now turned out to be a beautiful sunny afternoon here in Oklahoma City as ESPN welcomes you back to Remington Park and the Remington Park Derby. Well, for the first time, I mentioned Norm Hitzges has joined us, and he's just in agony to think about Pistols and Roses, well, not Pistols and Roses, about Silver Goblin at such a short price. He wants a better price. We got better than that for you, Norm. We got a Budweiser long shot.
It will take a sharp Budweiser long shot to beat the resident Goblin here at Remington Park, but we think we've got one. Sharp Phase. He was a decent stakes performer in his native Ireland last year. His American resume shows a good race and a bad one when he bled and finished last in the Louisiana Derby. But his trainer Ian Jory may just now be figuring him out.
No, this horse, I just haven't got to the bottom of him yet. We've only had him since about Christmas, but I still just, he's one of those horses you can't really get into his head in a short time. He ran a sensational race at Santa Anita, which was complemented with Ergon coming on and winning the Gotham. And Strode's Creek, I hope, will win the Santa Anita Derby on Saturday. And I'm just very excited the way he's training right now. I've never seen him do anything like this.
But Jory has seen the winner's circle here at Remington, winning this race with Vying Victor 2 years ago for the same owner, Marvin Melmoth. So we're looking for Sharp Phase, an Irish horse with an English trainer to uphold a fine American tradition. The Budweiser Long Shot.
What a nice long shot he is. 19-1 now for Sharp Phase. The Irish bred, who was so disappointed in Louisiana Derby after he bled in that race. Ian Jury thinks he has it back. So do we. Sharp Phase, the Budweiser Long Shot.
This month on Stars, he's a 20th century guy.
Groovy.
Trapped in the Middle Ages.
You know your shoelace is untied.
Now, he must prepare to battle the most evil army of all.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
From the director of Darkman and Evil Dead comes the frighteningly funny Army of Darkness. And you can only see it on Stars this month. Call this number to order Stars and Encore for only $4.95 per month.
Today's automobiles demand high-tech care, the kind of care you'll find at Lifetime Auto Center in Shadyside. Lifetime Auto Center's ASE certified technicians use the most advanced diagnostic equipment and preventative maintenance techniques to ensure peak performance from your car. Right now at Lifetime Auto, you can have your car's engine tuned for as low as $29.95 and a complete fuel injection cleaning for just $59.95. Lifetime Auto Center, where quality work is not expensive, it's priceless. At the corner of Palm and Negley, next to McKean Used Cars in Shadyside.
We've raced at more than 100 tracks in North America for some $50 million in purses. Get in on the action of owning your very own Racing American quarter horse. Call 1-800-414-RIDE to receive a free guide to owning America's fastest athlete. Discover how easy it is to buy at auction, claim a racehorse, choose a trainer, determine cost, and much more. 1-800-414-RIDE is your ticket to owning and racing America's fastest athlete.
Today's feature race, the Remington Park Derby, from Oklahoma City, is presented by Hollywood Park, where great times are a sure bet. You can't get much more of a sure bet than Silver Goblin right now here at Remington Park for the Derby. As you look at the starting gate set at the 16th pole, mile and a 16th. I guess if there's any question about Silver Goblin earlier, Norman, had to be, could he get around 2 turns? He didn't know that until his last start, but he sure proved it.
He ran in the Great West, and the question was, would he go 2 turns? His dosage index suggests, yes, he can get a distance, but you never know until you see it. Well, in the Great Rest, he proved it. He lay just off the leader, and then coming to the turn, he accelerates. This, like any other great athlete, is a horse with wonderful body control. He's in the midst of running a 22 4/5 quarter here, and now when he comes off the turn, realize he's flying, but look how he carries his line. Not a bit of float off the turn. Straightens out, heads for home. He's going to win for fun. It's a terrific horse. And Chris, I tell you what, all he could do in that race is what he did. He answered a lot of questions that day.
Well, the fans sure back him, and they believe in him, Norm. Let's take a look now at the current odds here, again presented by Auto Took. And you'll see very clearly the 6-horse Silver Goblin has now been bet down to 2-5. We'll check this, but I believe the shortest price favorite in the history of the Remington Park Derby here. Again, Jack Van Berg's Bloomin' Affair remains a solid second choice at 2-1. Let's talk about your selection now, Norm. Who do you like and why in the Derby?
Hate the price, love the horse. I think Silver Goblin's going to get to sit 3rd or 4th behind the speed. The race ought to set up for him, and watch that final turn. That's where he loves to make his move. The race ought to set up that way. Silver Goblin, Bloomin' Affair for second, maybe. Don't be surprised if something long sneaks in there like our Bud Longshot.
Sharp Phase, the one horse. Keep an eye on him. Let's go to the top of the stands. The man to call the race for us, Tom Durkin.
And there, the handsome head of the big favorite here, Silver Goblin. You may have noticed front bandages on Silver Goblin. Don't be turned off by that, because trainer Kenny Smith runs all of his horses that way. The tote board reading 2-5 for the big favorite there. Crystal Pistol, who's never finished first. He finished first by way of disqualification. And stretch running, Sonny's Bruno is in. We're ready for the start, and they are off. Silver Goblin breaks sharply on the outside. Sir Harry Bright is there. Suwon has speed in between horses. On the far outside, Crystal Pistol. But there goes Smilin' Singin' Sam, and Larry Milan's son sends him right to the lead, and he's clearing the field by the time they reach the first turn. It's Smilin' Singin' Sam in front, and Sharp Phase was steadied there in behind Sir Harry Bright. But up front, no trouble for the front runner there. Smilin' Singin' Sam, he leads by 2. And Silver Goblin, he's up close to the early pace. He's sitting second toward the inside. Crystal Pistol, long shot running third. Suwon is fourth on the outside. For the inside, Sir Harry Bright is now about 5.5 lengths from the lead. Sharp Phase is drafting in behind those two. Then a break of 6 lengths to Bloomin' Affair. He's better than a dozen from the lead now. And the first quarter was a solid 1:23-1. And long shot, Sonny's Bruno is the trailer. But it's Smilin' Singin' Sam breezing down the backstretch by 2. Silver Goblin, the Oklahoma Hope, is unhurried with a half-mile to run. He's 2 lengths off the lead. And the half went at 45-4 with the winds at their back down the backstretch. It's a big break back to the rest of the field. Sir Harry Bright is a distant third. Bloomin' Affair is launching a bit outside horses. He's picking it up now with 3 furlongs to go. But in the meantime, Smilin' Singin' Sam is pulling away. Smilin' Singin' Sam is opened up by 5 lengths. And Silver Goblin is now tested. He's got 3.5 lengths to make up in less than a quarter of a mile to do it. Farther back, Bloomin' Affair is a distant third into the stretch. Milan's son working on Smilin' Singin' Sam. A 5-length lead and a furlong to run. Silver Goblin is giving his all, and he might not even be second as Bloomin' Affair is coming on the outside. But it will be Smilin' Singin' Sam. A wire-to-wire tour de force here in the Remington Park Derby. He won by 3 lengths. Bloomin' Affair, good effort from him. He came from way out of it to be second, and a very disappointing Silver Goblin finishes third.
Well, Norm, that is not a horse. That is a horse, as Niall O'Callaghan would say, the 30-year-old Irish trainer from County Cork. He could not get him ready in time for the Louisiana Derby for Cotton Campbell because of a little bruise on his foot. He said the way things set up, he thought he would send his horse, make him try to catch him. He did. They couldn't.
Chris, this horse got a clear early lead. Now, a lot of people thought, and us included, that Silver Goblin sitting right off would be able to gobble him up in the stretch. But Smilin' Singin' Sam sets terrific fractions, and he never looks back. He's clear the entire race. And this is easy. Melanson down the stretch looking around basically on the front end, and Silver Goblin getting a little wobbly-legged down the stretch. Bloomin' Affair from far, far, far back, probably running a race that will encourage Jack Van Berg. But you know the connections of Silver Goblin, certainly not encouraged. The connections of the winner, delirious at this point.
Wonder how the $1 million offer looks now.
Oh, my.
For the gelding Silver Goblin. Well, the gray did win the Remington Park Derby, but it was Smilin' Singin' Sam. The colors belong to Cock Campbell's Dogwood Stable.
In the year 23,012 BC, Lenny, the traveling salesman, rented the first big round wheel from Thrifty at a nice small rate. Today, Thrifty Car Rentals still offers historically low rates, and now on nice big cars with 4 wheels. Simply check your phone book for the Thrifty location nearest you. Renting wheels at low prices is nothing new to Thrifty. In fact, we invented it. Your neighborhood Thrifty Car Rental, historically known for low rates.
Chances are you've seen us. We're in 18 countries. 9 of the top 10 racetracks count on us. We've won 70% of the tracks. We bring sports to casinos. Our name is on winning tickets across the globe. We handled $11 billion in 1993. We put racing at your fingertips. Who are we? Auto Tote, where the action is.
And they're off.
Where in the world would you go if there were no Las Vegas? You could turn the pages of history or fantasy But if you want to be a part of it, there's just one place where there are new resorts, entertainment, and excitement you've never seen before. Only in Las Vegas.
5 minutes north of Los Angeles International Airport. 5 minutes west of Los Angeles International Airport. 5 minutes south of Los Angeles International Airport. 5 minutes east of Los Angeles International Airport. Hollywood Park, just minutes from LAX.
We're back in Oklahoma at Remington Park for the Remington Park Derby. Brought to you by Hollywood Park, where great times are a sure bet. We thought we had a sure bet with Silver Goblin at 2 to 5 this afternoon, but it was not to be. It was instead an upset with Smilin' Singin' Sam. It'll be the biggest price payoff in the 6-year history of this Remington Park Derby. Congratulations there to Larry Melanson and the Colors of Dogwood Stable. As you take a look at our unofficial order of finish, Smilin' Singin' Sam, Bloomin' Affair did catch Silver Goblin late in the stretch, and the favorite, Silver Goblin, the undefeated gelding of his last 6 races, now runs 3rd in this. Let's go to Norm, find out what happened.
Thank you, Chris. We're in the winner's circle with the rider of a Silver Goblin, Dale Cordova. Your thoughts on the ride?
Well, I think everything set up pretty good. Singin' Sam sure set a fast pace and then kept going. I had a lot of horse at the beginning of the race and just kind of weakened a little bit in the middle of the turn, but he still finished hard. That was a pretty tough race.
You know, the horse on the lead set some wonderful fractions. About the 6 furlong point, did you say to yourself, hey, with those fractions, he'll back up?
Yes, I really did. I thought Silver Goblin rated real nice and relaxed off of that fast pace, and I sure thought he'd come back.
Down the stretch, what happened to your horse? He seemed to get a little wobbly down the stretch and gave up second to Bloomin' Affair.
He did. He just got a little bit weak on me. I really don't know why. I couldn't tell you. I guess we'll know in the morning, but I can't take any credit away from the winner.
Boy, he gave you some good rides so far, hasn't he, though?
Yes, sir. I'm still proud as you can get of my horse.
Thank you, Dale. It's Dale Cordova. Back to Chris.
The Colors of Dogwood Stable of Pat Campbell's in the winner's circle at Remington Park for the $300,000 Remington Park Derby with Smilin' Singin' Sam. We'll be back with more of our story on the Derby.
In the winner's circle, Remington.
There's only one way I know how to drive. Straight.
If you've been drinking, pick someone else to do the driving. A message from Budweiser.
Where do you get your wish for fish?
It's Long John Silver's for great batter dip taste. Now get our original one-piece fish and fries, just $1.79.
Only one place can grant your wish. Well, it's Long John Silver's when you want to throw a fish.
Century 21 means success. It means results.
Why should you call 1-800-4-HOUSES?
There is no other name in real estate that is as powerful as Century 21.
You name it, just about. We have an office there.
Century 21, rated #1.
They're the trophy emblematic of victory in Oklahoma's biggest race, the Remington Park Derby, to the owners of Smilin' Singin' Sam, a partnership of the Dogwood Stable, and there's President Dave Vance. And here are the official payoffs. Smilin' Singin' Sam paid $46.60, $9.20, and $3.40. Bloomin' Affair came from second to last, paid $3.40 and $2.60, and the favorite returned $2.20 to show. The exacta 5 and 2 returning $173 even, beating the favorite in the exacta. And we'll pick it up now. After they had run some quick fractions, the half went in 45 and 4, 3/4 in 9 and 3. And here is Smilin' Singin' Sam after he set those fractions. There's really no excuses today for Silver Goblin. They're coming home very slowly. The third quarter in this race went in 26 and 1/5 seconds. In the last 16th of a mile, 7 and 2/5 seconds. If you extrapolate that, it's really not fair. They were running into the wind. It'd be somewhere near 28 or 29 seconds. So the last part of the race was not particularly fast. And an affectionate pat for the eventual winner, Smilin' Singin' Sam. Here they were from top to bottom. Smilin' Singin' Sam was on top. Bloomin' Affair second. Silver Goblin, Sir Harry Bright, who had a little trouble on the first turn. Sonny's Bruno came from last and clunked up fifth. Sharp Phase also had trouble on that first turn, but really no excuses there. And two long shots kind of finishing where they figured to be, second to last and last. Let's go back to Norm.
Thank you, Tom. With the winning jockey, Larry Melanson, the biggest purse win of his life. You set some terrific early fractions on this horse.
He has a natural speed, and he was doing it easy.
Larry, we're going to show you the gate. Here you are in the gate in this race. When it opens, you pick it up. The last horse being loaded. There you go.
Okay. Broke running, and I just wanted to ride him away from there, and if he can make the lead, go ahead. If not, somebody was really wanting it, I was going to let him have it, but I rode him, like I said, first 16th and got to the lead. And
was that your instruction today, go right to the lead here?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't? What was your instruction?
To ride him away from the gate and take it from there.
Now, if your trainer asks you, should this horse go to Kentucky for the Derby, what do you say?
I'll let him make that decision.
Larry, congratulations on just a spectacular ride today.
Thank you.
That is Larry Melanson. Let's go to Chris.
And I'm with the young trainer of Smilin' Singin' Sam, and he does have quite a smile. I don't think he's going to sing, maybe like Ronnie Lamarck did down in Louisiana, but he's got a lot to be smiling about. Congratulations, Niall O'Callaghan. I know you and Cod Campbell are going to be awful pleased with this colt.
Yeah, he ran a great race, and it was we were unfortunate when we didn't. He bruised a foot down in Louisiana, and then Mr. Campbell felt no sense in running him when he wasn't 100%, and we both felt that this was the best place to come to. And justified it today.
Will he go to the Kentucky Derby?
Well, he was very impressive today, and Churchill Downs is where I base, but we'd have to talk to Mr. Campbell and talk to the partners on the horse first and make that decision. But he ran a very good race today, and he's a very improving horse, and but we'll have to take a time out on that one.
I understand now. Congratulations again. Cot Campbell watching Lexington. Let us know your decision as soon as you can. Congratulations, Cot. Final thought now from our first-time starter, and a good job from Norm Hitzges.
Chris, I guess listening to Niall, we're going to have to change our pronunciations here. We're going to have to go to Kentucky and say we got a big horse at Kentucky. Chris.
All right, Norm. Hope you enjoyed your first ride here on our Thrifty Car Rental Racing Across America series. We want to look ahead now. We've got a dandy for you next Saturday, one of the great racing doubleheaders. We'll be at Oaklawn to bring you the Oaklawn Handicap, shaping up to one of the top handicap events so far this year, and bonus race coverage live from Lexington of the Bluegrass Stakes featuring the Florida Derby winner. Right now, Kentucky Derby favorite Holy Bull. Join us live at 5 Eastern. Coming up on SportsCenter right after us, an update of the Masters third round, NBA Spurs Rockets highlights, and Major League Baseball action for you as well. Well, this afternoon, we expected a Gray to be coronated as the winner of the Remington Park Derby. We expected Silver Goblin. It wasn't. It was Smilin' Singin' Sam. Our congratulations. The 1994 Remington Park Derby from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, has been brought to you by Thrifty Car Rental, historically known for low rates. By the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department, who invite you to vacation in Oklahoma Native America. By Budweiser Beechwood Age for a crisp, clear, classic taste. The Thoroughbred Racing Associations, assuring the highest racing standards. And by the DeBartolo Corporation, leading the way to the 21st century. Ground transportation provided by Thrifty Car Rental. For reservations at over 850 locations worldwide, call Thrifty at 1-800-4CARS. This has been an ESPN Sports presentation in association with Winter Communications. Well, who will go on to the Kentucky Derby? Will it be Smilin' Singin' Sam? Dave Vance makes the presentation as Dogwood Stables. Smilin' Singin' Sam wins the $300,000 Remington Park Derby for trainer Nilo Callahan, jockey Larry Milan's son. Down the road to the Kentucky Derby now.